Hello people, this is Code Grind, and in today's video I'll be telling you how to give ripple effect to any element of your page. Now this is how the effect will finally look like. So let's get straight into it. So here I have got the basic HTML layout ready, and I have linked one of my CSS files, the index.css file. It is the file in which we will be doing all the CSS part. And I have also got an external font from Google Fonts. Its name is Poppins. I'll be using that for all the text in the page. So for now, let's just create two buttons inside the div. Let's call the div the container, and now let's have two buttons with the class ripple like this. Now let's get to the interesting designing part. So first of all, I forgot to give the text ripple effect 1, and let's call it ripple effect 2. Yeah. So now if you see, we have already got this margin over here. So this margin is what the browser provides us by default. So for removing that margin, we need to use the asterisk selector, which selects everything which is on the page, and give it a margin 0, padding 0, and also a border box sizing of border box. So these three things are recommended to do every time you get into the CSS part, because these nullify the all the default properties which are applied by the browser to our page. So now also let's give it a font family of Poppins. Yeah, now let's design it. So first let's center align the two buttons by giving the body a display of flex, justify content center, a main height of 100 vh, and align item center. So now you see they are perfectly aligned at the middle of the page. Now let's design the buttons. Let's give them display inline block, position relative, then let's give them padding to make them look big, 720px. Yeah, change their background color to crimson, give them a border of none. Yeah, now they look good. Let's give them a color of white, increase their font size to, let's say, 1.5 m. No, that's too big. Let's reduce it to 1.2. Yeah, it's better now. Giving it a border radius of 50 pixels. Now they look better. Now when I hover over them, we get this arrow cursor. So let's change it to cursor pointer so that it looks clickable. Yeah, and whenever I click on them, you see this weird outline which does not look good. So let's also change this outline to none. Now whenever I click on them, we don't get any outline. So this is all the designing part we need to do to the buttons. Now let's change the color of the second background color of the second button by using the child type selectors instead to, let's give it dark can. Yeah, they both have now good colors. Now let's come to the JavaScript part. So here we will have it at the last of our body tag. Now let's select both the buttons by const document dot select query selector all. We will select all the elements with the class ripple over here, so we will get both of these buttons in this const variable. Now let's run a for each loop for both of these buttons. Yeah, now let's add an event listener, so whenever anyone clicks on them, this function will run. We also pass the event as the argument, and we will come to know about it later. Now let's take a variable x and a variable y. Now these two variables will tell us the position of where we need to start a ripple effect from. Like if I click on over here, then a ripple should start from this very exact point. So these x and y variables will give us the exact coordinates of from where we need to start our ripple effect. Let's take e dot page x minus e dot target dot offset left. Now I'll tell you what these are. Here. Y, and instead of left we will have top. Now to explain what this is, I have an image over here. So basically it is nothing but the e dot page y gives us the if we suppose this white spot is where the user has clicked. So now e dot page y will give us the position of this uh, cursor from the top of the window, and e dot target dot offset top will give us the position of the button from the top of the window, and the page x and offset left will give us the position of the cursor and the button from the left of the window. Now what we need is the position of the cursor from the top of the button. So we subtract these two values and we subtract these two values, so that we get the position of the cursor from the left of the button and from the top of the button. So therefore we use these two equations, and now we will create a span by using the create element function of JavaScript. Document dot create element, and we will create a span tag. Now this span tag is what we will design to be displayed as the ripple effect. Now we will give it a top of y plus pixels, and we will give it a styling of left as x plus pixel, like this. Now we have created this element, and now we need to append it. So this should be overlay. Now we will just append it to the button, ripple dot append child overlay. So now whenever anyone clicks on any of these buttons, the span tag will be added inside the button in which the user has clicked. Now to see what how this function works, let's go to the inspect element and let's enlarge it a bit. Now if you see, currently we don't have anything inside any of these buttons, but as soon as I click on any of these buttons, like if I click on the first button, you see a span tag got added over here. If I click again, another span tag gets added, and the top and left position of both the times is different because the cursor position was different at both the times. Now if I click over here, another span tag gets added. If I click over here, the second button gets added with a span tag. So this is how the append child function works. Now if you notice, the span tags gets added every time we click, but we also need to remove it after the ripple effect gets over. So to remove it, we need to create another function, which is the set timeout function, which will remove the span tag after a given amount of time. So the time we select is 400 milliseconds, that is equal to 0.4 seconds. Now we will just remove it simply by overlay dot remove function. So this will remove the span tag after 0.4 seconds. Now let's just go to the inspect element again and see whether it works perfectly or not. So as you can see, now we don't have any span. As I click on it, the span gets added and then it gets removed. So our JavaScript part is over now, and it's working completely fine. Now let's get to design this. Let's get into designing this span tag which we add on the clicking event. So to design it, what we need to do is we just need to mention the span and give it a position of absolute, because we over here we have used the top and left properties of CSS, which are only valid if we give the position absolute. Now let's give it a background color of white and also an opacity of 0.5. Now let's see whether it works or not. Currently we don't see anything because we haven't specified the height, width or anything. Now we don't want it to be clickable, so let's give it pointer events of none, and let's give it an animation of, let's call it ripple, which will be for 0.4 second and linear. Let's define this animation by keyframes ripple. So initially we don't want its height or and width to be anything, so height 0 and width 0, and after that ultimately we want its height to be, we can give it any height right now, like let's say 500 pixels, and width also 500 pixels. Now whenever I click over here we get this effect. If we can see, we are getting this span tag over here. We need to make it a bit curvy, so let's give it a border radius of 50%. Border radius, now it is curvy. Yeah, it's working fine. But now what we need to do is we also need to give it a transform translate, because now if I click over here it just goes it just disappears again. So what we need to do is we need to give it a transform translate of -50%, comma -50%, so that whenever I click it takes it as the center. So now you see, now this is working absolutely fine, and this is how we can do it. Now there is still one more thing which we don't notice now, but there is one fault in this. If I change the color from white to black, you will notice it. Now if you see, the ripple effect goes outside of the button. So to remove this bug in our program, what we need to do is we need to give it an overflow of hidden to the button. We need to add it. So now you see it limits itself to the button only. Now change it back, let's change back to white. So now this is how the ripple effect works. You can also give this ripple effect to other elements such as, let us create, let's say, a div with a class of ripple, and let's now define it. Now since the div has ripple class, it gets all these properties by default. So let's give it button dot ripple so that it limits itself to the button tags only. Yeah, now let's define something else for div dot ripple. Let's say a height of 200 pixels, a width of 200 pixels, and background color of, let's say, black. Yeah, we see it now. Let's give it border radius of, is it 10 pixels. We also need to give it a position relative, or we won't be able to see the ripple effect. Now you see we are able to see this, but again we also need to add the overflow hidden, otherwise it will go beyond the div tag. Yeah, this is working fine. Now if you see, we have just repeated these properties. So what we can do is we can give some common properties like this. We can define them like this: the overflow hidden, and oh, I forgot to put the semicolon, and the cursor pointer. So we don't need to repeat them every time. You can just remove them from here. As you see, the ripple effect gets added. Now whenever you create anything with the class ripple, the ripple effect will get added to it. If I create, let's say, a paragraph with the class ripple, and give it some styling. Like if I give it the same styling, we get the paragraph over here, and we get the ripple effect also. So this is how you can create ripple effect very easily. Now I will provide you with the source code in the link below, and I will also give a link to this image so that you can understand what are e.pagey, e.target, offset top, and all these other properties. I hope you understood how ripple effect works. Now if you like the video, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more such amazing tutorials on CSS and JavaScript, and thank you for watching.